Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is April 3rd, 2023. I don't know why it took me that long to figure out a year, but I'm going to try to do a bonus problem on Leetcode. So let's take a look. Oh, I had to choose pick one that I haven't done yet, because clearly I've done that one. I've done that one. But yeah, to do. All right, let's try again. And let's go. A medium 2107. Number of unique flavors after sharing K candies. Let me rub my eyes really quick because that's how we do. Hope everyone's having a great week. I'm a little bit tired today. I'm always tired though. I always say this. Now I'm not actually like energetically tired, but I just ran, I just ran about 6 miles, so very slowly, but trying to figure out how to jog again, I guess. So really out of shape. Anyway, so you're given 0 indexed integer array candies, where candies sub I represent the flavor of the I of candy. Your mom wants you to share these candies with your little sister by giving her K consecutive candies, but you want to keep as many flavors of candies as possible. Within the maximum number of unique flavors of candies you can keep after sharing with your sister. Okay. Alright. So basically, the flavor. So basically, you get rid of these. So you want to give your sister K of these, and then you leave with. Okay, so you want to do the number of unique ones after removing K in subarray, right? I mean, I think there are a couple of ways you can think about it. It all is just counting. I don't think there's anything intuitively tricky about it. Well, I mean, maybe there's one thing, which is what I'm about to say, which is that sometimes for problems like this, one thing that I implore people to do, and sometimes I'm really bad about this, so maybe this is a lesson for future Larry as well, is to kind of look at what's the opposite-ish of this problem, right? Or like the negation of the problem, and then figure out like then you can have the reverse of this, right? For example, here, instead of figure out which K to remove, maybe we could figure out how to keep whatever, right? And then from that, you have a sort of a sliding window. What I mean by that is that I'm just doing ASCII out here. The way that I would think about it is that, okay, let's start with giving the last 3 to your sister, right? And then what happens if you, and then the sliding window is such that when you move this thing to the left, you're just removing this bit and then adding the last thing, right? And then moving this bit and then adding the last thing, right? And of course, these things you can keep track, and if you could do it in a easy way, then that's pretty much your problem right there. There are a couple of other visualizations you could have done, I think, to be honest, but yeah, there are a couple of other visualizations that you could have done, but I think this is the way that I'm going to do it. So let's get started. All right. So, all right. Now now what we have to do is figure out how to do the implementation part, which is not always easy. Yeah. And in this one, I mean, I think a lot of these problems, you just have to keep track of indexes and stuff like this, right? Yeah. And I think I'm just trying to think about, so what I'm thinking about right now is trying to think about a way that is the easiest way to implement, and not necessarily the easiest as in like fastest to code, though sometimes that happens, but easiest as in the way that has the fewest as edge cases, in that like, what is the way that is least likely for me to make a silly mistake? I think maybe another way, but okay. So I'm just gonna do something like, okay, C is equal to collections.counter, right? Candies, but we only want to go up to n minus k. I'm trying to think whether it's n minus k or n minus k minus 1 or something. This is an exclusive bond, so I think this is fine, right? And then now, I think you could do maths on this, but now for I in range of k, right? You want to add n minus k, n minus no, not n minus k, n minus I minus 1. So this is what you would add this, oops, and then you want to subtract. What do we want to subtract? So for the ith one, it's going to be n minus k. So this cell is going to be n minus k minus 1, and then the 1 is going to be an I minus 1, right? I think this is right, but that's what I mean by I was trying to preemptively think about a way that is like a little bit less messy. I think this is possibly right, but I don't, because, okay, so let's say k is, or I is k, right? If I is k, you add this number, which is right, and then you minus n over, okay, I think that's probably right. I think one more thing that I have to double check is that, you know, this is, if this gets to negative or 0, then we terminate. Okay, so let's just say best is equal to length of c. Of course, you have to do them in the right order, and yeah, okay. So then, first of all, you do candies of n minus I minus 1, increment by 1. And then if n minus k minus I minus 1 is greater than or 0, or in the other case, if it's negative 0, then we just break. Otherwise, c of candies of n minus k and minus I minus 1, we subtract it by 1. And of course, the way that we do it is that if this is equal to 0, then we delete this, which allow us to keep which allow us to use the length of c as the number of keys, which you know, because we can do this in all one time, and all these are all one, so we can amortize that out. Okay, let's give it a spin. Looks good here. I want to do one more where the k is bigger than half, unless that's not, yeah, because I think that's one case where maybe I made a mistake. So let's just say this is 5, and it should just be, the answer should be 1. Okay. Yeah, so let's give it a submit. Hopefully I didn't make anything silly. Or can k be the number? I guess k can be 6. So let's do every candy. Okay, that's good. Let's give it a submit. Oh no. 85 out of 88. What did I do well? K is equal to 1. So this. Oh, yeah. My thing is very wrong. I did the math wrong. Huh. That is very awkward. Why is this going to K? That doesn't make sense. What we want is, this is greater than 0, right? So maybe I just do wow. True. I couldn't do the math right. I don't know why I had it as K actually. Well, it's not good. I mean, my thing was just intuition, but that's not right. Because basically I was thinking maybe a variation of this problem, and I got it stuck in my head. Because then I just kind of, when the K goes, I don't know how that made sense. Why did I choose it to K? That doesn't make sense in any context. Basically we want this, where is it? We want this to be true. So we wanted maybe I to go from, you have to do the math, right? So basically you want this to be going from 0 to, want I to go from 0 to this thing. So basically you want, I mean, I should have just done the math, I guess. But basically you have, 1 is less than 0, right? Which means that n minus k minus 1 is sorry, equal I. So then as long as I is greater than this, it is okay. Something feels off. Well, in any case, let me give it a submit, and then we'll see if I still have an off by 1 somewhere. No, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. I think one thing that this is a self-retro, I guess, for me is that I do want to. This is one of my weak points about Python for me, is that because I get so used to these kind of 4 ranges that because in another language I would have, or another C-like language anyway, I would have just put this condition in the middle, right? In the you know, the for loop evaluation. And then that would just take care of it for me. I don't have to, and I'm way used to that. But in Python, you have to change it to while loop, kind of like what I did here. And sometimes I try to avoid it, and then I get lazy, and then I use range incorrectly, for example. Yeah. I mean, what's the complexity here? It's going to be linear time, linear space. This can be linear space. And linear time because every this will go O of n times the most, but each loop will have only O of 1 operations. So linear time, linear space. Nothing too fancy about it other than Larry's still making a silly mistake, even though he said that he'll try his best not to make silly mistakes by thinking through it. It happens. That's all I have for today. Let me know what you think. Hope everyone have a great week again. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.